to you live from Kenny's basement apartment where he is in half a possession, and I am going to show off the guns for the whole episode. It's Sports Allegedly.
welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Sports Allegedly on this 20th day of May, 2024. We appreciate you all joining us or listening later. We've got a lot to talk about. We're going to run
mostly listening later.
We're going to run a lot of softball talk for college. We've got some baseball talk. We've got MLB talk, a little UFL talk, some NFL news, but not much. It's pretty quiet. But let's start with the obvious right now. Let's start with some NBA playoffs. Obviously, Thunder took a nosedive in Game 6 over the weekend.
They did.
And losing to the...
what were they up by, 20, 19?
No. They never was up. I think they were 17. It was the Nuggets last night that was up by 20. That was the big whoopsie. But anyway, so what we...
The Nugs out? No, the Nugs are in.
No, Nugs are out.
Oh, the Nugs are out.
Yeah,
that's
I've
right.
got the Final Four right up there. All right, let's talk a little bit.
I can't read any of that.
Let's talk a little bit about...
I want to talk about your weird eye.
Let's talk about the Thunder. Obviously, number one seed in the West this year. Had an unbelievable season. One of the youngest teams in NFL or in the NBA, and then sweep the Pelicans without Chubby.
No, Zion was there for one game.
Was
wasn't
he? I don't think he played
2
any.
games.
Oh no, he got hurt, and so then you turn around and you play the Mavericks, who honestly the Mavericks are one of the best playing teams as it went up to the end of the season. You've got All-Star Kyrie Irving, you got Luka, who led the league, I believe, in scoring this year per points, and ran into a buzzsaw. And what we talked about from the beginning of the playoffs was that the issue that the Thunder had was the rebounding. They needed a big guy. They needed some rebounding. There's your picks right there for the NBA Challenge. You're at 38%.
Yes.
Cool.
I didn't know it was on this one.
And so they needed rebounding, and it didn't show up like every game. Numbers wise, but you watch the games, it did show up. And you turn around, but the last game was the worst. Obviously, the Game 6, 47-31 rebounding advantage for the Mavericks in that Game 6. And it showed. They could, especially on the offensive boards.
I picked OKC over Dallas.
It drive me nuts.
It drove you nuts.
It drove and it drives.
Look at that. I got the entire West correct.
And so it drove me nuts to watch them play because of the rebounding issues. And do something. You got all the draft picks. They should have made a play during the offseason. Then they went out and got Gordon Hayward, who is out. He bitched about his
Gordon
playing
Hayward,
time.
wasn't he like a running back?
No.
No, nose tackle.
Anyway, he griped about his fit and everything, so he's out. So now the Thunder, they got the 12th pick. They got Houston's pick in the draft. Did you want to talk about anything else on the game? They were up, then they were down.
Yeah,
you live and die by the 3. They died by it.
They definitely died by it.
And then I thought they were a bit
I wasn't
tentative.
able to actually catch the game. I was catching snippets of it as it came through on the ESPN updates.
Gotcha.
And I'm sitting there going, oh, okay, Oklahoma City's got this game. Blah, blah, blah. And then it turns around and you slowly watch that Maverick score just sneak up. And the Oklahoma City Thunder score not really change.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And then they sneak up. And then finally, what was it, the last minute? 28? Minute 13 was where all of a sudden the Mavericks went ahead of the Thunder.
Well, talk about... Yeah.
They went ahead, and I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? It's going to happen.
Then the Thunder caught up, down by 1.
It's really going to happen.
Down by 1, and Shea fouls on a 3-point play, which, he got ball first, in my opinion. It looked like it. And
you can't.
I thought it was a weak call at the end of the game.
Look, we've already proven that all the refs in the NBA are crooked, right? They all bet on the games. They all work the games over. How many refs have we had, come out and bad calls because they're on the cut?
It was bad. It was. I thought it was a really bad call, especially to make when you do that. You give them 3 free throws and about 3 to 4 seconds left, and the momentum it swung. Plus, they were already at home, and it was bad. I mean, it was bad. But you look at the series. Obviously, I talked about rebounding, but I thought Giddey played very, very below his standard, and I think he's going to be. And obviously,
is he going to be free agent?
He's got one more year before they can. He's going into his last year of his rookie.
Oh, okay.
But it looks like they could potentially trade him, and they have all these first-round picks. They need to start moving. I mean, you just can't keep drafting first-round picks hoping to get lucky, because you've got Jalen Williams and you've got Shea you're going to have to re-sign. And Chet. You've got a three-core right there. Remember the last three-core we had?
Oh, yeah.
Durant, Westbrook, Harden.
And Harden.
And then all of a sudden it was like, well, piss off.
Fun.
One of them's going to go.
But they were fun to watch.
They were.
They were a fun team together. I mean, too bad a couple of them kind of hate each other.
But you had Steven Adams, a big guy in the middle, and
that's
what they're
Adams
missing.
Was the one that kept them together.
Kendrick Perkins was big.
But do you even see how many big guys are coming out of the draft right now?
Well, I know that Lively, the Dallas guy, that Derek Lively last year, we traded up to get Case and Wallace, who's a good pick. We traded with Dallas, and Dallas took the 12 pick, and they got Derek Lively. So that's a guy we could have had interior-wise. Not that Case and Wallace was a bad pick. Don't get me wrong. I thought he played really well. I wish he'd have shot the three better. But that's what it was. I mean, the three-point shooting was just horrific compared to the season, where they were one of the top three-point shooters in the league, and then turn around and do pretty much nothing, in the playoffs. And I thought Chet got beat a lot. Chet's just he's a 4 guy. He's not a 5. They put him in a bad position. That's why you need a center. And like I said, Gordon, Giddey, they're done. And then we move on.
You end up blowing a 17-point lead, and you.
I don't know if it was quite 17.
It was a big lead. I just remember
it might have been.
Hold on, let's go to
look that up.
I'm going to scores.
So
Sunday.
Yes. And Saturday.
Saturday.
That was Saturday. All the days run together because we've got no basketball now.
Oh no!
Until tomorrow night.
Oh man, you've had me. I can't wait till there's no basketball at all.
But anyway, trade Thunder. Do something. Get a big guy. Trade for a big guy. Give up a couple of those picks. I know it's going to sting at for a minute. So halftime was 64 to 48.
64-48.
So that's 16 points.
16.
Yes.
And now I want to say that they went up coming into the third.
It's possible.
They went up
it's
a little,
possible.
but that's where Dallas started.
But you get outscored by 9 points in the third and 8 points in the fourth, and there's just no excuse for that. And what they do, you could tell the youth though a little bit crunch, in those late minutes of the games is they played tentative.
They weren't ready to be there.
They just played tentative. It's like shoot the three like you did.
Well, Dallas has been, a few of those guys in Dallas have been.
But
in the playoffs,
now to Dallas's credit and a little bit to OKC Thunder's credit, Dallas made a lot of shots that never should have went in. They were hitting portions of these games were hitting shit that you wouldn't believe that was going in, and you're thinking, wow. I mean, it's just amazing, and it was just their series. It just was.
All right, so we had 64-48. No, they came 61, 66, 68.
There's 15. 15's the biggest.
71-58. So that
13.
could take it back up.
13.
75-58.
That'd be 17.
So 17 was the most they ever got.
Yeah, 17.
Because I don't think because you see that Dallas starts coming.
Hey, what was that?
Dallas starts coming up.
What was that? 9 minutes left in the.
This is in the third. This is in the third. 9 minutes in the third.
Wow.
You had a 7. I told you that it was a late. I saw that Dallas was.
Pull up the stat line on them though, as far as just the stats, as far as end of game, the player stats. Sorry, on that game, it was interesting to watch.
We had nobody come off the bench. Really? I mean, you had 2 guys that.
Well, I thought Jalen Williams came off the bench, but I thought that. I mean, look at the shooting for him and Wallace, 2 of 8, and Jalen Williams coming off the bench, 2 of 5. That's 4 of 13, and then the 3-point shooting, they were 2 of 10. And even Chet didn't shoot well, and Lou Dort. I mean, who doesn't always shoot the best?
So Williams was shooting 3 of 5. Why not keep giving him or Joe? Why not keep giving them the 3? They're shooting better.
Yeah, I know.
Jigless was 4 or 5.
Yeah, they didn't take him enough. The Stars did. They were giving him to everybody else, and I never got that. It was something that you sit there and watch. Now you look at the bench there, though. Sean is Lively, who I just told you went the 12th pick that we traded. He had 30 minutes and scored 12 points. But 5 of 6 from 3-point. But look at the defensive rebound. He had 5.
He didn't do any 3-point.
No, I meant 5 of 6 for
field
goals. But he look at the rebounding. 15 rebounds he got off the bench, and he was a plus 26 while he was on the floor. I mean, that's huge. And that's a guy that the Thunder could have had. Not that I'm saying Casey Wallace was bad. It's just
they take Washington
you've got to. And and there's another pickup there, and he didn't play well at all, to be honest. And neither did Kyrie, to be honest. I didn't think Kyrie had a big series at all.
Oh no, you're 9 of 23. Are you kidding me? What is the percentage of that? That is, let's see, but 12's half. 12.5's half of 23. So he shot below. He shot below half. 9 of 20. 9 of 23. I'm looking at you doing the fucking.
Oh no, I wasn't doing the math on that, but no, I just know that everything went wrong for the Thunder in this series.
Well, everything went wrong for the Thunder at the end of this game.
No, even the series games. I mean, they did win the second game, and that was
watching you pace around the house.
You have to admit that's
and bitching that they're not going to call fouls. They're not going to call fouls.
Well, no, I mean you got Luka bitching the whole time. I mean they're bound to get some of those calls for him.
The referees in the NBA are the worst referees ever. Anywhere you go, they're terrible. And how many times have they been proven to be, just crooked?
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm not saying they were. But,
I'm saying they were.
But
you can come at me all the refs that you want, because you're not built like the NFL refs.
But Jalen Williams though, Williams -7, and then you had Isaiah Joe and Dort -7, and then Shea was 0. So I mean that was a concern. But you look at the rebounding. The rebounding was key. You've got your 5 starters, and your guard.
Your bench has
go back up
better.
just a smidge. I'm sorry, your forward, Jalen Williams, had the most rebounds, and that was 9.
Here, look at where everybody's got. I mean, Wallace was in for 24 minutes. He ended up with a +4.
Yeah, but he didn't shoot well.
I know, but he was still there.
Yeah.
And ended with a +4. And Shai is 0.
Yeah.
Williams is -7. Williams was in for 37 minutes.
Now, I kind of wonder when you look at those, because it doesn't really break it down, how early in the game was that versus the end. And none of those players were there at the end of the game.
No.
Yeah.
No, this
or
was
towards even. These were early for probably second quarter minutes, that type of deal. So, all right, moving on. So we'll talk about Dallas. Dallas is going to play Minnesota in the
Timberwolves.
Yep, Timberwolves, who I predicted to be in the Western Conference Finals anyway from the beginning. And
with whom?
It was supposed to be OKC. Yeah. Now I predicted them to play Boston in the finals, but anyway,
that's probably what's going to happen.
Well, I hope that's the plan. I mean, that's what I picked.
I don't care. I don't care about your smugness.
So anyway, Mavs. I think that I watched the Denver Nuggets. It was just funny watching those games, because if you look at that series, Sean, go to the series between Denver and them and break down the scores of Minnesota and Denver. You look at how. And it was kind of like Indiana and the Knicks. You had so many big wins for each team. I mean, there were blowouts for each one. Indiana usually was for when they were at home, except the last game, which congratulations, Indiana, won Game 7.
My hands are all over the place today.
It was. But I think watching that, you look what they had spent. Minnesota spent a lot and give up a lot of draft picks to get Rudy Gobert.
Okay.
And they had spent quite a bit of money. Go to Minnesota first.
What was this? Do you want to go into it?
Yeah, I want to go into that series and just look at the different scores.
Well, I was just looking at.
So you look at Gobert was traded, multiple first-round picks given up by them to get him, but he was so critical. He was so crucial to that series. You watch him, and his points really wasn't great. As far as big points. Because you got Karl Anthony Towns there, you got the phenom second-year guy in Anthony Edwards, who looks to be one of the best players in the NBA, and you've got and you've got a coach no one really knows about. I mean, Minnesota's gradually beginning that climb. Yeah, and they're beginning that climb. And you watch them play Denver, and there was really only two guys.
I did not.
They had three guys versus two guys.
Jokic. You know how hard it was for me to even watch the Dallas Stars versus the
Jokic
versus the Avalanche.
Jokic was huge, and then you had Murray, obviously. But then you were looking for that third guy that really never showed up for Denver, and they needed it. But Minnesota is the most talented team in the West. I would be surprised. Now, Dallas has two All-Stars, obviously, and like I said, Irving and Luka, and then a young guy in Lively that's looking good. There was another guy. Who was the other big guy for Dallas? Israel, or I can't think of his name. That he was huge too. But anyway,
just there,
the big guy. Yeah, no, it was the big guy, the forward. If you said his name now, because I was looking at him and I was like, man, that guy is playing. That of course that was just Game 6. He is playing like an all-star in this game.
Well, you bored the shit out of me.
Pull it. Well, I mean,
just bored the shit out of me.
No,
that's what it says. Can he read stats? Because I knew you were going to read a lot of
stat. I got to find that guy.
Hardaway, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, Lively.
No.
Lively and Green. That's the guys off the bench. Unless you're talking about Jones Jr.
No, go down. Is that it?
Yeah. For that last game, it is.
Who was I missing? Oh, no, it was Minnesota. Sorry. Go to Minnesota's. That was a big guy. No. I'm sorry. It was Minnesota. They have, the big guys. They got Karl Anthony, and they got Gobert. But this Minnesota guy was killing it. I know I was killing it right there. I had the wrong team. I'm sorry. Yeah, right there.
It is.
And, go to the box score and see what his name is. Because I kind of want to know what his story was. Because he played...
Is it Nick Alexander?
Nazé Reed. That's who it is.
Oh, okay. Well, everybody, we finally found out that mystery.
Naz Reed.
No, you said Nazé.
22 minutes, 11 points, 4 rebounds. I mean, the guy played big, though, and he's a...
changing my name to Naz Stutzman.
LSU. See, I didn't know where he was from. I'd never heard of him, and I'm watching that, and he's 24.
Was it third year in the league?
Yeah, I think it's
second?
Third year. He's 24, so yeah, it'd be the third. 19. NBA draft was 19.
Okay. So, sitting on the bench, comes off. You hit 11 points. You end with -5. 4-7 field goals, 1 of 3 3-pointers. You got 22 minutes.
No, he just played big. I mean, some of the plays he had.
But that's what I'm saying.
And obviously, Cat was out for towards
at
the end
least
of
you
the game.
did some rebounding, which, you got offense and defense total. Whereas Oklahoma City,
None. All right, so who do you got?
Shai Gilgeous just cannot be bothered with getting the ball after he shoots it. It either goes in,
Minnesota,
or somebody gives it back to him.
Minnesota takes Dallas 4 games to 2. That's my prediction.
God, I'll take Minnesota in 6.
That's what I just said. 4-2.
I mean 5. 5.
All
Give me
right.
5.
All right.
I can't math, dude. I'm having a lazy day. All right, you're pissing me off on my lazy day. Why does it say both say M? Oh.
All right.
God, your handwriting.
All right, let's move on. Yeah, I know. I write like hell.
I need to teach you how to write again.
I don't. It was my only S- in grade school was penmanship.
Say S-.
That was an S-.
I would have given you an F.
All right, moving on to the Eastern Conference. We've got Boston, obviously best record in the NBA, and they're still rolling as they should. And then the surprise Indiana Pacers. I mean,
I thought you asked me to pull up that Pacers. The Pacers' Knicks scores, and I did.
No, you can talk about that.
Well, I did, and then you didn't say anything about it because the way you were talking about it was blowout, not blowout. It was more blowouts.
And I don't know if I mentioned
because they kept switching.
Yeah, I didn't know if I mentioned before though. Minnesota held a 3-1 advantage over Dallas during the regular season. Boston 3 games to 2 in the regular season, and a couple of those were blowouts.
Boston over Pacers?
Yes, a couple of those were blowouts.
Yeah, I'm afraid the Pacers might sneak in.
You think so? I don't, but I think
I don't want them to, but I'm afraid they will.
I think you've got Tatum. Now, Porzingis is an interesting injury. He hobbling off after practice shooting. Did look normal when he was walking off.
We have too many Lithuanians.
Of course, he's a giant anyway, but
Tired of too many lists.
But I think
Tron Jenkins is Dong Dick and
I think he means a lot.
Dukic and Sanford and Sons and I don't know all their names. I can't wait till we move on to the UFL.
Is that what you're looking for?
No.
and you've got former Dallas coach who won a title with the Mavericks is Rick Carlisle's coach. I mean, he underrated coach. He took a team. Now Pascal Siakam, that was a good pickup. They're built. I mean, Halliburton was a good draft pick. I mean, they've got some talent.
Halliburton is always a good draft pick, and I'm going to come to work for you, Halliburton.
And I'm going to go 5 games on that one. Boston.
Yeah, I'll take Boston in 5.
Okay.
I just really hope that it's this year that the Boston can get it done. You know that Boston has failed me and has just failed me so many times.
Generally in every sport, so.
Well, no, I've never been.
Except since Tom left, obviously.
Well, I've never been a New England fan, and I don't consider them Boston. They are in the region.
They are. I think Foxborough is like 2 minutes away.
Doesn't matter, but I do not like New England Patriots. But I do like the Red Sox, the Celtics, and the Bruins.
Hey, I hope it's a good series. I think if Indiana shoots well, their home court advantage is crucial.
Like I said, Indiana can be sneaky.
They could because they got to shoot well. It's almost what you thought the Thunder should have been.
Well, no, it's what I thought the Knicks should have been.
Well,
that was my sneaky sneak.
They need one more player.
They do.
They just need one more.
Injuries caught up to them as well.
They did. Hart was hurt for a lot of that.
Boynton, what was the guy's name?
Hart was hurt.
Obatonia.
That was one team I didn't watch a lot of actually this year.
Really?
Like I said, I had Philadelphia beating them.
Dude, can you just let the possession take fully over, or just?
And so, and what he's talking about is my eye. I had an issue with my eye, and that's what he's calling it possession. Look like I'm getting a zombie eye.
I was just gonna say demon possessed eye. But if you want to go with flesh-eating zombie, I can chain you in your own basement.
And
you can stay here looking at stats. I'll leave the TV on for
I
you.
do have, as we close out our basketball, I do have one interesting. I do have one.
Out.
Yeah, well, because we've picked it. I mean, but I do have one interesting stat about baseball that I found, or basketball, that I found really interesting. Only one of the top 15 paid players in the NBA per season this year made the Final Four. Can you guess who it is? I don't think you can, because it was hard.
Top 15?
Yeah, out of the top 15 salaries this season, only one is still left.
And
it's someone that is kind of overpaid, but not really, because I mentioned him earlier about how well he done.
But how well he has done.
So just in that series, in that game, I mean, you watch it.
I thought it was what's his nuts from.
He's in the West.
Mavericks.
No.
It's not.
He's not top 15 paid.
He's really not. Okay, so if it's from the West, the top 15, what are we looking at here? Oh my God! Don't tell me he's on the Timberwolves.
Yes.
Are you shitting me?
Yes.
Is it Bogert?
Goddard, yeah.
Goddard?
Yeah. Yes.
How is he? Wait a minute.
Gobert is actually.
Gobert.
I mean, we call him Goddard.
I thought it was Darbert.
Yeah. That's a different way. Darbert. No, Rudy Gobert. He $41 million.
Really?
Yes.
See, I could have.
Now, can you name any of the other 15 that aren't there? Because some of them shocked me about how much they make, and I thought, wow, basketball is getting to that unreal, dumb number.
I brought that up last week about that stupid number.
Anthony Davis, $40 million. Mm-hmm. Fred Van Fleet, $40.8 million.
Lee Brandon, he in there?
Klay Thompson, 43. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler, 45. Paul George, 45.
Well, Jimmy Butler's an entire team, so let's not.
Kawhi Leonard, 45.6. Giannis, 45.6. Dame Lillard, 45.6. Kevin Durant, 46. Bradley Beal, 47. Wow.
How is Durant in there?
Of course, Jokic makes 47, earns every penny. Also, LeBron, 47.
No, doesn't.
Joel Embiid, 47. They all make the same. Beal, Jokic, James, and then Steph Curry, 51.9.
Man, that is a lot of money not making.
Well, you look at Steph and Clay; they're $100 million.
Oh my God.
And had a horrible year.
Well, you also look at the Timberwolves Mavericks logos; they're the exact same. It's just I didn't even notice that. I'm just staring at it now. We're gonna do these.
Whatever you want to do.
I was gonna run here because it's easier and quicker.
Well, why don't you do the other professional sport?
Well, okay, we can do that. So right now we've got Game 7.
Still has a huge game tonight, Game 7.
Game 7, we're waiting on the 8:15s to start for the
getting ready to be back.
Oilers at Canucks. The last
3 minutes. 3 minutes Oklahoma time.
They're the last two Canadian teams in the playoffs. Well, they're just the last two Canadian teams in the playoffs.
And the irony, they have to play each other in a Game 7.
Right, and that's what it's really come down to a lot of years is the two Canadian teams end up playing each other and not getting in. But the Oilers, whoever comes out of this, I really want the Oilers to win. But the problem is whoever comes out of this series is going to be way beat up, tired. This has been one of the most physical series in hockey for the playoffs. And they're going to have to go against Dallas, who, what did you say about Dallas the whole time?
You know, I was surprised about how fast they were. Yeah, I really was.
Fast.
I really was.
Which, I don't know, what's the regular season Oilers over Dallas?
I can look that up right now.
I'm just going to jump on here.
Oh, you're going to do it? Okay.
Well, that's right here, if they have the whole thing.
Well, I was looking at the DraftKings, so we've got...
I
was just looking at betting number. Plus 185 for the Oilers, Edmonton tonight, and minus 245 for Canucks. What's the difference? Why is the big spread? Is that it?
They're in Vancouver, yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, they lost to the Stars there.
Over-under is 5.5 goals. I'd take the over on that. I think it's going to be a high score.
Yeah, they've been giving up a lot.
Of course, the money line's negative 150 for the Edmonton C, and that's where it changes. Is plus 120. So it's odd.
Yeah. But like I said, you look at Edmonton during the regular season against Vancouver. They started off the season with 3 losses to Vancouver.
Yeah, but that's early.
But it was still at Vancouver. Was first 8-1 was your opening day loss to Vancouver. Then they did lose to Dallas, close.
Hold on, Sean. I was going to pull that up. I'm going to pull the money line actually, because that's the puck line. Money line is negative 150 for Edmonton and plus 120 for Vancouver. That's moved them as the favorites now. That's what's odd.
It's moved.
Well, plus 120 is the
that's
dog.
Moved. That's moved Vancouver.
They're the dog. Yeah. Puck line. I was looking at that puck line was 0.1.5. So can't do that. So I see what.
Okay, so they were 1-2 against Dallas in the regular season.
That's all they played.
And Vancouver, they had even worse record against Vancouver in the regular season.
Talking about Edmonton, is that who we're looking at?
Yeah, we're looking at Edmonton Oilers.
Gotcha.
So
but you take some of those late games too. You look, they lost 5-2, 5-1. Some of those are pulling people, resting people.
I don't know if that's
not the late ones, not that early up there. No, you're right about that.
But you start off the season, you split with Dallas 4-3, 4-3, but every Vancouver has just been brutal.
Boy, how many did they win in a row right there though?
Well, yeah, that was against.
But I mean, look,
that was against Central. That was against Central, and.
But I mean, and then go down. Is that another long winning streak there?
Yes.
But yeah, that one I was talking about. Look at that. Count those. Jeez.
Jersey, Rangers. That's what I'm saying. So if they go, they'll have a better chance. They have a better chance of beating.
Well, that's like 20
beating the East.
Row.
I know they have a better chance of beating the East when they go in if they make it to the Stanley Cup.
Oh yeah. Well, you said the East is going to win. I disagree. I think the West wins.
Edmonton's the dark horse in that. If Edmonton gets knocked out.
I like the Stars. I think it could be the Stars' year. I really do. Because I like Ottinger, however you
I'm looking at Florida Panthers to repeat.
Well, they surprised everybody last year. And have come back and have stated, hey, we're here because we belong here.
What is their goalies now? Why can I not remember it now? I could remember it yesterday when I didn't need
Panthers?
to. Yes. It's Booty Judge. It starts with a B.
But you know that we don't get to see them a lot around here.
What? Panthers? We have Panthers.
We just don't. They never rarely played.
There's Panthers all over the place.
You
gotta go out in the woods.
ESPN.
Well, yeah, because they're not regional.
Yeah. And I pulled up the Panthers depth chart. It's Carolina. Nobody there we want to see.
No, we all know that depth chart. Bad. But yeah, Tkachuk, He got voted. He just won the award. I think he won overall
best defensive player. Won the Selk Trophy.
Yeah, he won the Selkie.
Alexander Barkov. Yes.
Wait, Barkov won it, or?
Yeah, Barkov won it. Yes.
Or what did I thought Tkachuk won?
Oh, no, that was this year. Tkachuk. Florida Panthers. Alexander Barkov.
Yeah, Barkov. Yeah, Barkov won the Selkie.
24. Yes. Beat out Matthews of Toronto and Carolina's Jordan Stahl. I tell you, a team that was really good that should be in the finals is Toronto. I mean, if you look back, they were a really good team, too. Boston
knew how to beat them. Boston had them left to rights.
That was...
if Toronto had to run into the Rangers or anybody over there, they would have won. They would have came up better.
It's possible.
But they had to run into... the Bruins, and they just were not ready for that.
Another
game started.
And another disappointing...
what? And another disappointing what?
For the Bruins.
Yeah, but you ever figured out that the goalie's name?
Oh, no, I haven't. No. I've got sidetracked. I do that easily.
I don't... Yeah, it's that eye. Gross eye. Let's see. Roster.
Spencer Knight? No.
No, it's not Spencer Knight. Bobrovsky.
Ah, yeah, Sergei Bobrovsky.
Yeah. He's been playing a hell of a... He's had a hell of a series. Every series that he's been playing, he's been playing a hell of a series. And he's 35. He's one of the older...
well, that's pretty nuts.
Yeah, he's
that's
impressive. He's one of the older goalies. And he has had... I mean, Cromier's not bad, but Bobrovsky's had some of the best series.
Well, it looks like...
yeah, Skinner's back.
Skinner is going to be in the goal tonight. And then Artur Slavos.
So that might be a change for Edmonton to win, Skinner being in goal. So I don't know what you're looking at there. Anyways,
just looking at some comments because I love people.
Rangers versus Panthers. I want to take Florida Panthers just because I hate the Rangers. I really do not like the Rangers.
Don't we all?
I want to put that in the game 6. Probably going to be 7. I forgot who's coaching the Rangers this year, but they're a surprise. They're a very surprising team to have made it this far into the playoffs. What are you doing? What does that say?
I'm gonna go 4-1.
Does this say Panthers?
Rangers. Oh, you like the Panthers.
I wanted the Panthers. And then obviously we got to wait till this game's over so we can.
I can't write.
You can't read either.
Left-handed is hard.
No, left-handed is actually easy to write with.
Anyway, I took the Rangers. I'm going to go Rangers 4-1. I think it's going to be a bad series. I think Rangers are, but I do like the Stars. I like the Stars. Whoever comes out of here. I think Edmonton. I didn't look at the season series. Edmonton's, obviously.
Season series with Vancouver? They lost every game.
Stars.
Oh, they split the game. They split.
Okay. Both did?
They were 3. I mean, Dallas came out one game better. They only played 3.
I've just got to – I think I said Vancouver because of at home. I have just got a weird feeling that Oilers win tonight. I don't know.
If Vancouver does not get if they get in the Stanley Cup and they fail again, they're going to burn the city once more. Some of the best pictures of all time, them burning the city.
Jeez.
So they beat Dallas.
And that's early in the year.
Win.
And they do own Edmonton, don't they?
They do. I told you they own Edmonton. That's why it's surprising that Edmonton's made it this far against them in the playoffs.
I've just got a funny feeling tonight. But you know what? I think Edmonton close tonight or the Canucks beat them bad.
And then there's a loss to Dallas.
So, but it's overtime, so it's not a big deal.
This loss is a loss, baby.
No, it is.
They should have one more.
Dallas
there's a loss right there.
Yeah, 3-1.
So, Edmonton's got a better shot against Dallas than.
But funny that Edmonton owned the season series against. Or I'm sorry,
Vancouver owned them.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Anything else? I'm going to go Rangers, and you're going Panthers. So I'm going to go 4-1. You're going to go 4-2 Panthers.
Yeah.
And I can't stand the Rangers either. I agree with you. All right, let's move on. Let's do a little baseball.
We'll do baseball first.
Yep. College baseball. We'll talk about the Big 12 tournament. OU #1 seed Skip Johnson, manager and one manager of the year. That was announced this week. Congratulations to them. This is, like I said last week, it's first outright regular season conference championship that OU's had in the Big 12. Won the tournament numerous times, but have first time that they won it regular season. So congratulations to them. They're the 1 seed. Oklahoma State Cowboys come out to be the #2 seed on that, which that means that both those teams will get a bye week. So what that...
OU's going to have to play the winner of the Kansas State, which I don't remember what OU did against those guys in.
Well, actually, it's not. That's not totally true. It's going to be the lowest seeded winner. So you could also play TCU if they beat, So they play the lowest seeded winner.
That's right.
OSU, they'll play the lowest seeded winner there. UCF and Cincinnati play. That's going to be game. Actually, if you just want to start game 1, that starts tomorrow, 9 a.m. Jeez. So Kansas State, a little Sunflower State showdown between them, 6th and 7th seed. Then you've got West Virginia at TCU.
1 and 2 are playing game 10.
What's that?
I'm just reading
And then game 3 will be Cincinnati and UCF at 4, and then Texas rounds out Texas Tech. Watch Texas Tech. They potentially could beat Texas. I don't think they will, but they have played them strong and they've got some talent. So then you've got the
why didn't we
the
get
losers
8
and
5?
Do what?
Just how they have it broken out.
No. Well, then OU and OSU will play the lowest seeded winner of those 4.
You didn't watch Cincinnati. Didn't they have a little win streak there at the end?
They did, but we beat them. And we
I know, but they were.
Yes. They did. They played well.
They were streaking there.
They played well.
Yeah, they're a team to watch out.
I think the only team. Who are we missing? Houston. That's it. Who else are we missing?
BYU, Houston. Those are the only two. 1, 2,
is it just
3,
12?
4,
Is it
5,
actually
6,
12
7, 8,
right now?
9, 10.
I can't keep up.
No,
Isn't that sad?
We're at 14.
Who's the other ones? Who are we missing?
I'm trying to think.
I've already moved on. I've already moved on to. Oh God, yes.
Okay, so
God, they used to be so good in baseball too.
So Baylor, BYU, Houston. Who's the last team?
Iowa State. Do they play
Iowa
baseball?
State. Yes.
Okay.
Those are the four teams that got left out of the tournament. I thought everybody got to play in the tournament.
No, because I think Texas Tech slid in at the end.
Well, Texas Tech is. Oh, they're the last seed.
Yes, they were the last seed. Yeah, because I didn't even think about that. I was like, wow, sliding in at number 10 seed. I'd forgot about all the newbies.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, could you put a baseball tournament together, just play them all?
You could.
I mean,
yeah. That's why I don't understand why they're not in there.
But I mean, they're gonna get it all done by Thursday.
It's four teams. It's 2 more games.
3 days though, all those games.
So right there at the bottom, right there at the bottom.
Yeah, it's 3.
With the possibility of having 2, so that would have put West Virginia at a bye with Oklahoma, and Texas at a bye with Oklahoma State.
Oh, I'm sorry. Done by Saturday.
That's how you could have done all.
There's just one. They're gonna have all those games done by Friday, and then Saturday's just one game.
Yeah, that's championship. Well, if needed.
No, it's it. Just one game.
Just one. Okay. But yeah, they could have just slid West Virginia and Texas over.
Oh, you watching?
Didn't they do that? Didn't softball do that?
Oh, you watching OU this year a little bit in baseball is their pitching concerns me a little bit. We don't have the pitching like we did last year or 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Well, we were surprised by that pitching 2 years ago.
But we've got the hitting this year. That's been phenomenal.
But we were surprised.
And it's timely hitting.
But we were.
You know that word, timely hitting. And that's going to be
yes,
key.
I met that gentleman.
That's going to be key to both OU and OSU, or both OSU and OU.
I'm gonna make your other eye bloody.
No, I mean it's going to be it actually is. When
timely hitting is going to get you another. Red
I've joked about that with softball, but baseball it really is with them too because they've scored runs in doses. You know what I mean?
Deuces. Didn't softball? Didn't they have 2? They had 4. The people.
What? Pausing air and
I'm trying to think. Didn't every team in softball get in to the tournament?
I didn't look. I don't remember.
I don't either. I thought softball took every team. That's what I was trying to say.
Oh, I see.
And they had 2 teams that were on byes waiting for them to come in.
Nope.
No.
10 teams.
Oh.
There.
All right. Well, you want to look over the best in the country's opinion, who's probably going to win the.
Talking about baseball already.
Who's going to win?
Well, that's the SEC.
Who Oklahoma and Texas are moving to?
Yeah, I mean I mean, obviously SEC baseball is always something.
So they let
Arkansas is obviously one of the best. Mississippi, where's Mississippi? Yeah, you ain't gonna find Mississippi State in there. Where's Mississippi in bracket 2? Damn.
Mississippi versus Mississippi State.
Mississippi State had a much better season than Mississippi. That's surprising a little bit.
Yeah, but A&M had a better season.
Yeah. I know. Well, A&M and Arkansas and all them were top 5 most of the year.
Everybody's in.
So, where's Vanderbilt?
They were right down there.
Vandy's
right there at 8. Well, they've only got 12 teams too. So
Missouri, they're not there. That's a Big 12 team or SEC team. They didn't take everybody either. I don't see Missouri. You see Georgia. There's Georgia
right there.
Who you missing? Missouri obviously is 1.
We found out 1 team.
We're gonna brush up on this. We just talked about that. We know where's there's Alabama.
Alabama's in there.
Auburn.
Oh, Auburn's not in there. That's 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So those are the 2 that are missing.
Is that they just have 12 right now?
Well, they have 12 slots. They have 14.
I'm sorry, they just have 14 teams.
Somebody's bad with math again.
I know it. Hell, I can't keep up with all this changing conferences.
I know, it's horrible.
So they have 14. That'll put OU at 16 in Texas. Then 16. So.
And then, of course, Big 12 is going to end up at 16. I can't wait till Utah wins the Big 12.
Yeah, because it's 12 minus 2 plus... No, it's 14 now.
We're going to go on hiatus.
Isn't it 14 now, right?
Yeah.
14 now, minus 2, up to,
and then add
16.
4. Yeah. And we're going to go on hiatus around All-Star game, aren't we? Baseball?
What do you mean? July?
Yeah. Isn't that when we usually do our hiatus and switch over to season 3? We'll be switching
our hiatus? Our
hiatus.
And then move it to football.
You said I again.
Yes.
Making me look at that ugly ass thing.
All right, I'm gonna go Texas to win the Big 12 tournament in baseball, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Texas.
I'm gonna go Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State. Okay. All right. Gotcha. All right.
Who you got in SEC?
Much
harder because a lot of these teams are in the top 25.
I like Arkansas. I think Arkansas or A&M. Those 2 teams to me, I think could win it because I think that I don't know about Tennessee's depth of pitching.
I don't either. I want to take Tennessee. Kentucky's on a hot streak too.
They are. But I'm going to take Arkansas or A&M.
I'll take
to win
Arkansas.
That. So all right, moving on. Let's move on to softball.
Softball starting.
We got to close it out with softball.
Starting the UFL still.
Oh God, you're going to bore everyone out. Yeah.
Like you reading stats?
Yeah. I didn't read too many.
You read a lot. All right, so we are into super regionals. Texas A&M and Texas, which, that's a ages-old rivalry.
It is, and Texas A&M had to work their way through that regional of their own. Texas State played really well. I think Texas beats them 2 games to nothing, to be honest.
Alabama, Tennessee on the other side.
3-seed Tennessee, 14-seed Alabama. Alabama struggled as far as their seeding this year.
Well, they had some close games in that region.
They did,
in the Tuscaloosa
but
region.
Clemson, automatically lost right off the bat. And but I like Tennessee there. I think Tennessee is the team to beat in softball right now, even though Texas and OU's seeded higher. I like Tennessee.
The champions. Stanford trying to lose. They tried to lose their region, and LSU, which
that's a toss-up.
Did they?
I don't think LSU lost any. I don't think LSU lost any.
Because I remember Cal lost to Cal lost one to Southern. Oh yeah, it was Southern Illinois that eliminated Cal out of that region.
That's possible. Yes.
But then they whooped up on Jackson State and then came back and Southern Illinois beat them again. Are you looking at the?
Yeah, I don't remember LSU. Yeah, they swept. They swept through there. So I was gonna say I don't remember them struggling at all.
Stanford did struggle.
Yeah,
Mississippi State, Cal State Fullerton, and St. Mary's. They struggled almost every game. It looked like.
Yeah, it was close. It was.
Then we have UCLA versus Georgia. I got UCLA. I gotta have
for sure.
Georgia. Lost to Liberty, then had to come back and beat Liberty again to get there.
UCLA, easy win on that one, hands down.
Yeah. UCLA didn't have any trouble with Diego State, Grand Canyon, and Vautech. Oh, here we go. Here's a fun one. That's a future Big 12 matchup: Oklahoma State versus Arizona. Arizona eliminating Arkansas out of their own region, and Oklahoma State coming out. You said it was a close game with Kentucky, but it ended up being a 6-2 game because it was Kentucky.
Yeah.
Kentucky had gotten 2 runs.
Yeah, right off the bat, they had bases loaded, only got 2 runs. They got out of the jam. I mean, OSU couldn't have started worse, and then never let them score after that. So it was pretty impressive. And Arizona obviously took down Arkansas twice, I believe, in that. So
yeah, and Arizona's. God, how long is
no? Maybe it was no. It wasn't that. I'm wrong about that.
How long
they
has
actually
Arizona's
beat?
coach been there?
They put. They'd had to win 3, and they won 2-1. Arizona beat them 2-1, and then they ended up losing later, and then Arizona beat Villanova to carry on, which is sad for Arkansas.
Oh, so they win it again.
So that was one of the upsets right there. Yeah.
Wow. Well, that Arizona coach has been there for a while too. And so,
and it's no doubt. I mean, while they're not seeded right now, they're a good program.
They've always been a good program.
I like Duke also. I know
Missouri going through theirs.
I like Duke beating Missouri in this. I think Duke's a pretty good.
Now, didn't Omaha take 1 from Missouri?
Yeah, and they had to the last game.
And Missouri was heavily favored in that Columbia. Duke.
Well, I know that they beat.
I think both of those Durham and Columbia, they both struggled in, didn't they? With Missouri and Duke had a.
God, I should have pulled up that damn schedule because I can't remember who their first. They never talk about it. They lost to 3-1. Yes, Sean, first time in 9 innings Friday night. Then they turn around and beat Omaha 1-0 in 9 following that. But they had to beat Indiana and Washington to beat both them because they went in the loser bracket, and then they had to beat Omaha. So.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get to watch any of this.
They beat them twice.
I know you did.
They had to beat them twice. No, I didn't get to watch a lot of I did late softball.
A lot of SEC
softball,
I didn't get to watch it, and I forgot weather delays, and because they decide to play whenever I'm at work.
Florida beats Baylor hands down.
Florida took Baylor took Louisiana out of the Lafayette region. And Florida's going to just walk all over.
And I think Oklahoma kills Florida State, which is a rematch from last year's national championship.
So
Florida State's not what they were last year. Oklahoma should win that pretty easily. Now, Oklahoma's key. The key to Oklahoma, like I've said before, timely hitting. I joke about that, but it really is because their pitching isn't great. We don't have a Jordy Ball this year. She was an animal last year.
They got Kelly Nebraska.
She got Kelly Maxwell, and you've got Day, and you've got some other ones that are good, but the hitting is what concerns me a little bit this year. You just don't have you see the big runs, the big innings, that type of stuff, and that's what Oklahoma needs to win that. Not saying they can't. And Oklahoma, what did we talk about? Did we talk about Oklahoma State? Who are they playing?
Oklahoma State.
Yeah, who are they playing?
Oh, they're going to play Poopies.
Oh, Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona.
So don't count Arizona out. Well, that's going to be a tougher series.
All right, so in bracket 1, coming out of Super Regionals, you could have a Texas, LSU, Arizona, Florida. What is that?
That's pretty damn tough.
Yeah, that's going to be heavy SEC.
I mean, OU really gets the. I would take the OU side, honestly.
Georgia, UCLA, Tennessee, Alabama, Missouri, Duke.
The OU girls.
I heard that.
OU girls will play at 7 on the 23rd against FSU, and then OSU they open up on Friday. I'm sorry, 6 o'clock on Friday. Let me back that up. The 23rd is 6 o'clock. The 24th is 7 o'clock for OU, and then the women for OSU they open up on Friday at, I believe it was 7.
You have no idea.
Yes, I believe it was 7 o'clock. So.
All right. Let's see. Update on the Oilers Canucks. It is 8:17 left in the first and still 0-0. These guys don't like to get shooting until like second. I noticed that.
Hey, one interesting stat though I had to bring up about softball before we leave because you got ahead of me. Miami of Ohio actually got one home run short of OU's single season home run record with 161, and Miami got 160 and got eliminated in regionals. So they can't beat that record. Missed it by 1. So,
would you say they missed it by that much?
Just a bit out.
All right, with a quick ending UFL rundown. The playoffs are set. Michigan Panthers versus Birmingham Stallions. San Antonio Brahmas are going to play the Battle Hawks. You got Birmingham still running that streak up. They are now at
8-0.
Oh, did you? Oh, you updated all that?
Yep.
Yeah. Renegades. They lost a 5-point loss. Was what it was.
It was a stinger for sure.
It was a very big stinger. So we got 2 weeks left in that before we get to the conference.
Now you say that conference championship, so they play each other for the conference championship,
and then they go into the championship.
So the playoffs is only 4 teams.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, you only got 8.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know, like I said, if when the money starts,
and everybody is actually set, aren't they?
Yep.
Because everyone sucks on the bottom end.
When the money starts getting better than that, you get more teams in there. You'll be able to have an expanded. It's like I didn't realize that the European League of Football was 4 years in. I thought they were only a couple years in.
I didn't realize that either.
But they have a lot of teams over there. Let's go ahead and look that up real quick for.
Please do. Well, as you talk about that, we'll talk. I want to give you a little update on the power rankings for MLB. Looks like the Dodgers, Phillies, Braves, Orioles, and Yankees round out the top 5.
You know what?
And
White Sox moved out of last.
I know. That's why I put them down 29.
We were 32.
Yeah.
34.
And then Indians number 6, Brewers number 7, Cubs, who I can't stand, number 8, Twins, and Royals. So you got 3 division teams right there. In the top, along with you've also got the Phillies and Braves together, Orioles and Yanks together, Brewers and Cubs together. Brewers are actually a surprise team to me this year, and how well they played. Baseball's really early. Obviously, I don't really get big into baseball until after NBA's over with, and then I watch a few more games. Are they playing on this? You talked about the European football.
25th.
Okay, open for the 25th. Okay.
17 teams they have in this, and they just expanded this season. They've got a Western, Eastern, and Central conference. And see, I used to be a fan of the
Barcelona Dragons was mine.
Mine was Berlin Thunder or Rhine Fire. I cannot remember.
Maybe it was the Rhine Fire.
I cannot. But you know who's you do realize.
What was the one with the big shamrock-looking thing on their gold helmet? Was that?
Well, there's a couple teams that are missing from the originals. So there's no London. There was a London team.
I don't think it was them.
I'd have to go back and look at NFL Europe to
say it was Barcelona Dragons.
To which team?
And then there was another team
there.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've been expanding, and like I said, I did not realize that they were 4 years in. It's obviously another great development.
People
league.
is to get your football fix. Well, and the NFL,
this gets your football fix through the summer.
And the NFL is looking into. I mean, you see how many games we talked about last week.
But they went to Sao Paulo. That's why I didn't
understand.
They wanted Mexico City. They've been talking about trying to get a team in Mexico City.
But all the times they're going across.
They're still trying to talk about getting teams in Canada.
They're building that brand. Yeah.
They're still talking about trying to get teams in Canada.
Yeah, that's surprising though. You think about that.
Well, they got the CFL. The CFL just expanded this year.
But you got NBA, you got NHL. They have the Canadian teams.
But having a football team that's on the border, the Torontos, the Ontarios, right there.
Vancouver probably wouldn't work because of the Seattle connection. I would think would be a little close.
But you know what I mean. The teams that are they're right across the border.
That hurt Buffalo though. They're so close.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hurt Buffalo.
All right. Anything else?
No. Except for you gonna go full demon yet, or
no? I think that was about it. I mean, I look forward to finishing the playoffs. We'll have a lot more games are going to be starting.
Softball should be by the next week. We come back around. Are they going?
Yep. On Saturday, we'll know most of the super regionals, or at least be viewing those as we go.
Are they going to actually be into super regionals?
Yeah, super regionals already start the 23rd. I mean,
no. But by next Monday, are we going to be in Omaha? Are we going to be in Oklahoma City?
No. Yes, they will. Yes, they will by next Monday. Yes. Got it. I just erased that too. I had it pulled up and erased it.
Well, that's very. So they're going to be playing Thursday through Sunday, and then it doesn't come back around until next Thursday. So.
Yep. Yeah. See, Sunday should be everything should be decided. Because it's super regionals.
Yeah.
And then everybody else goes.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. To get through super regionals. So you've got a 4-day stretch.
Because you've got some start Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and you've got some go Friday, Saturday,
I want to encourage
Sunday.
everybody to watch the softball because it is fun. It's great.
It's fast. It's high speed. It is so fun to watch.
And it's definitely, there is definite coaching in that.
And the talent's amazing.
Yeah. That's why I wish we had a softball.
So we got Thursday for OU. We got Friday for OSU. That's the start games. Best out of 3. Let's hope they don't make it to Saturday or Sunday for each one. Let's win the first 2 and get moving. I'd love to see both OSU
because
and OU.
goes into
I'd love to
Friday.
see both them go. OSU starts a day later. So, all right. Well, thanks for joining us for this episode. We'll be back next week to talk a lot more softball, basketball finals, hockey, Final Four. I said NBA finals. It's NBA Final Four, hockey Final Four. Obviously, we'll have the seedings for college baseball as well because all the tournaments will end, and we'll kind of see. It looks like tentatively OU's going to be a 7 to 9 seed, something like that.
I saw where they could have been a 5.
It's possible because they're ranked 12. Depends on what they do in the tournament.
I looked. Now, I meant to have that.
Now
pulled
they went
up.
out in that tournament. Yes, I think you're very right.
I meant to have that pulled up, but there was OU either being what you said, like a 9 seed, but then I also saw them as a possible 2 to 5 seed. There was projections. It was just projections for the teams, but I don't know.
I think it's going to be. I think at the worst an 8.
Stop touching it.
I think the worst an 8.
Yeah.
Best a 6. If they win the tournament, they move up. I mean, simple as that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I've got Texas winning.
And going
Did I pick
deep.
Texas winning? Yeah, I got Texas.
Yeah, but
winning
also
that
going deep in the
Unfortunately.
tournament will also help your seeding.
if they can, but I don't think they hit a 5 with a finals championship. I think they got to win it to move up that far. I think 7 to 8's it, as it is now.
Well, I mean,
don't think they go any worst.
worst.
But hell, worse. Yeah, worst. Good season for them. All right, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. We'll see you next week.
All right, everybody. Bye.